I'm so honored to be a part of this 2015 Hope Renewed Conference. Have you enjoyed your experience so far? Good, good. Have you enjoyed your experience so far? Before I begin, I want to take the time to recognize the woman that God trusted with this vision to organize this conference, because sometimes we can question ourselves when there are bumps in the road, or ask, should I continue doing this? Am I making a difference? And I can honestly say our youth of Peoria need this. Our community needs this. Our future needs this. So I want to start off by saying to Ms. Sherry Cannon, thank you for your passion. Thank you for your vision. Thank you for your commitment. And thank you for giving these young men and women an opportunity to be a part of this conference. Let's give Ms. Sherry Cannon a round of applause. All of you that are fortunate to be a part and to take advantage of this opportunity, please don't take opportunities like this for granted. Throughout the country, there's not conferences that take place for youth. There are a lot of conferences for professional development, for adults and for professionals, but the youth sometimes gets lost in the shuffle. So don't take this for granted. And before you leave the conference on today or tomorrow after the concert, make sure you personally tell Ms. Cannon, thank you. Can you do that for me? All right. And I also want to say thank you to a young man that Ms. Cannon has talked about during our trainings, preparing for this event. The young man that inspired this year's theme of RED, which stands for Realizing Every Dream. And she said his name is Mr. Lavelle Grant. Is he here today? Can you stand up, Mr. Lavelle? From my understanding, Mr. Lavelle is attending the University of Lincoln, is that correct, in St. Louis? So congratulations on your accomplishments, and thank you for inspiring this year's themes. Because I don't know if you know it or not, but RED, Realizing Every Dream, when I prepared for this conference, it answered a lot of questions that I didn't have answers to as I was preparing. Questions like, why are there more and more students dropping out of school, not graduating, not going to college, not continuing to pursue a career job? Questions like, why is it that many of our youth don't respect one another or even respect themselves? Questions like, why is it that many of our youth hate other youth that look just like them, literally for one reason? Because their parents are reading in one neighborhood, so because I live in one neighborhood and you live in another neighborhood, I hate you. So I constantly ask myself, why? Why? And preparing for this conference, Red gave me the answer. Many of our youth are struggling with these issues because they don't dream. These youth don't dream about being successful. These youth don't dream about being a professional. These youth don't see past today. They don't care about tomorrow, and they don't even think about their future. You see, not dreaming is dangerous. Not dreaming can make you feel like you have nothing to gain. But scarier, not dreaming can make you feel like you have nothing to lose. There's a term called FTT that we talked about in our training. This term originated from doctors of newborn babies. See, when babies are born, if they don't meet certain milestones, like if their weight don't develop their weight quick enough, or their length quick enough, or they don't crawl by a certain age, doctors diagnose them with FTT. FTT stands for failure to thrive. Today, Brother Gary Moore says there's a term called syntech, which means that's when teenagers go out into the world to become successful. Well, they now diagnose teenagers with FTT, failure to thrive. For teenagers who lack initiative, teenagers who are not motivated to be the best they can be, teenagers who are not moving forward to make something of themselves. You see, these youth are not motivated to make something of themselves, not motivated to put themselves in a position where their tomorrow can be better than their today. They're not motivated because they don't have a dream. And if you don't have a dream, you won't know where to go in life. Dreaming gives you a destination to where you want to go. Your dream must be specific. You can't just dream, I want to be successful. You can't just dream, I want to be rich. Your dreams have to be specific. They have to be like, I want to be a teacher. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a coach. I want to work with kids. And let me tell you why they want to be specific. Let me give you an example. My wife and I, sometimes we're sitting at the house and I'll say, I'm hungry, I want something good to eat. And she'll say, I want something good to eat too. We'll put on our shoes, we'll go get in the car in the driveway, and we just sit there and I'll say, where we going? And she said, I chose last time, you chose this time. And I was like, where we going? We both know we want something good to eat, but until we find out what we want exactly, we just sit there. And that's what it's like when you don't become specific with your dreams. Just saying I want to be successful don't tell you where you're going. That's just like saying I'm hungry and I want something good. But when you can identify, when you can realize your every dream, when you can identify exactly what your dream is, that's when you can start reaching it and move toward it. To be honest with you, dreaming about specifics is a lot easier said than done. Because how can you dream about going somewhere that you never knew existed? How many of you like the pasta today? The chicken Alfredo. How many of you, that was the first time you ever had chicken Alfredo? Some of you first time? So if you never had chicken Alfredo, you never knew how good it was. Same with dreaming. How can you dream about something that you never knew existed? How can you dream about something you've never seen? Many of us know what we've only seen all of our lives. It's hard to dream about something you've never been exposed to. Let me ask you a few questions, and you can just blurt out the answer. If mama is a lawyer and daddy is a lawyer, it's a high probability that you're going to want to grow up to become what? Okay, let's try that again. If mama is a teacher and daddy is a teacher, it's a high probability that you're going to want to grow up and become what? Yeah. If mama is a doctor and daddy is a doctor, it's a high probability that you're going to probably want to grow up and become what? Because these are the things that you're exposed to, right? Now watch this. If mama didn't graduate from high school and daddy didn't graduate from high school, it's a high probability that you probably won't do what? If mama didn't attend college and daddy didn't attend college, it's a high probability that you probably won't do what? All right. This don't mean you have bad parents, because neither my mother or father graduated from college. My father worked for over 30 years before retiring from Caterpillar. My mother worked for over 30 years before retiring from Kroger's. All 4 of their children have college degrees. 3 of us have master's degrees. My point is this. Some of us come from cycles that we want to break. Some of us come from circumstances that we want more when we grow up than we have now. We only know about the things in life that we're exposed to. If you haven't been exposed to it, it's impossible to desire it. It's impossible to dream about it. If you want to break your cycle, you have to be exposed to more than just your cycle. How do you gain exposure? Get involved with programs like TSTM while you're in high school. TSTM takes trips to college campuses. They expose you to different professionals and different careers. Get involved in your school clubs and different community organizations. Take out college visits while you're in high school. Continue to attend conferences like Hope Renewed, where you can meet and become exposed to different professionals. Another way to gain exposure is to read. Reading can give you an avenue to expose you to a world that you never knew. Find a good author. Let me tell you about a good author. A good author can describe a smell, and he can describe that smell so good that when you're reading a good book, you can smell the smell. A good author can describe a sound that they can describe it so well that when you're reading the book, you can hear the sound they're describing. Reading can cause you to dream beyond your everyday experiences. Let me tell you something else that can give you exposure. Tough times. Tough times can give you exposure. Several years ago, I coached a player, and after practice one day, I was in our team room putting up the balls, and he waited till the rest of the I noticed that he waited till the rest of the players walked out of the team room. And he said, "Hey, coach." I said, "What's up, man?" He said, "Can I have a few dollars to give me something to eat?" I said, "Definitely." And I happened to have a $5 bill on me. And I gave him the $5 bill, and he broke down crying. He said, "Coach, all I had to eat the last few nights was butter on bread." And he kept breaking down crying. Eventually I told him, I said, "Don't ever forget the butter. Always remember the butter. The butter is your motivation to make it in life. The butter is your motivation to remind you where you came from and where you don't want to go back to." I told him, when you make it in life, the butter will be the reminder to describe how far you came. The butter will be your motivation to put yourself in a position where you'll never have to eat butter on bread again as your only meal. I'm proud to say 2 years ago, this very same player graduated with his bachelor's degree from college. On his day of graduation, he texted me and said, "Coach, today I'm graduating. I'll never forget the butter." You may not be experiencing butter on bread as your only meal, but you are or you will experience some tough times. Remember these tough times. Don't forget those tough times. Tough times will create dreams that will say, "I will never go through this again in my life." You see, tough times will make you dream. Tough times can expose you to what you don't want in life. Exposure, positive or negative, can make you dream. When I was a senior in high school, during my last high school home game, I told one of my coaches that one day when I grow up, I want to be a coach. He looked at me and he responded, "Derrick, you'll be a good coach." When I think about what inspired me to be a coach, I realized it was because that's all I was exposed to. I spent the majority of my time in high school in the gym playing basketball. Coaches is what I was exposed to. Let me ask you, have you realized your dreams yet? Because sometimes we're afraid to dream because we're afraid that we may fall short of reaching our dreams. The first step to realizing your dream is to communicate the dream to yourself. Yes, talk to yourself. I tell my players all the time to talk to yourself. When we're running sprints and they're tired and they want to quit, I say talk to yourself. Because what I found out that nobody can motivate you like you can motivate yourself. And when you feel like you can no longer achieve your dreams, talk to yourself. When you figure out what your dreams are, talk to yourself. Literally say to yourself, "I'm going to be a blank when I grow up." For now, if you don't know what to put in that blank, I'll allow you to use that word success. But remember, you have to eventually get more specific so that you know where you're going. Without knowing where you're going, you're at risk of just standing still, like me and my wife did sitting in that car, in that driveway. Next, I want you to share your dream with your parent or your guardian. Tell them what you want to be in life. Tell them what you dream about being in life. Tell them that you want them to encourage you. And the biggest way that they can encourage you is to tell you that they believe in you. Find a mentor to share your dream with. This could be a professional, a counselor, a coach, or someone you look up to. Tell them that you want them to help you. Tell them that you want them to encourage you. You want them to hold you accountable. The biggest way they can help you is to just believe in you. Find a friend who you can share your dreams with. When you find a true friend, share your dreams with them. A true friend will tell you how to achieve your dreams. They'll be happy for you when you achieve your dreams. A true friend will hold you accountable when you're veering away from your dreams. Find friends that are going to encourage you to do the right thing, and find friends that you can hold accountable and make positive choices to do the right thing. Mark Twain had a quote that says, "Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions." Small people always do that, but the really great people make you feel that you can become just as great. Let me give you some advice. Your mentors and your friends must either have already been to where you're trying to go, or they must be headed in the same direction. When we want somebody to take us somewhere, they can only give us directions if they've already been there, or if they're headed in the same direction. They can allow us to ride with them or follow them. And that's how we need to choose our friends in life. If you don't surround yourself by friends that have the same dreams as you, or that dreams just as you do, you're going to find yourself being stuck just like them. Your circle of friends should be going in the same directions as you. I'm about to ask you to do something that you're not used to during the conference. I'm going to ask you to take out your phones for a second. So I see many of you have your phones. If you have your phones, go ahead and take out your phones for a second. Yes, I'm allowing you to take out your phone. First, I want you to get ready to text yourself. And I know that sounds crazy, but yes, I want you to text yourself. So either punch in your own phone number or your own email address. And this is what I want you to text yourself. My dream is to become a blank in life. And if you already realize your dream, put that in the blank. And if you have not realized your dream yet, you can use the word success for now. All right? The next line I want you to text yourself is, I'm not going to give up no matter how hard it gets. So your text should read, my dream is to become a blank in life. And if you don't know what to put in that blank yet, you can put the word success. I'm not going to give up no matter how hard it gets. Now this text should be going to yourself. So you either put your own phone number or your own email address in there, and then push send. It's unfortunate that one of the things I realized working as a counselor at Manual High School is that many of the parents, after talking to the students and after talking to the parents, many of the parents don't know the dreams of their children. And many parents don't know how they can assist in helping their children achieve their dreams. So I want you to begin another text. And I'll tell you who to send it to in a second. But first, I want you to write this. My dream is to be a blank in life again. And again, if you don't know what that blank is, you can put the word success. Now add this sentence. I want you to always believe in me and hold me accountable. So this is what this text should read. My dream is to be a blank in life. And you can use that word success if you haven't realized what your dream is yet. I want you to always believe in me and hold me accountable. Now you're going to send this text to a few people. You're going to send this text to your parents or guardians. So put them up, put mom, dad, grandma, grandpa. You're also going to send this text to somebody you consider a friend. And remember, a true friend. The one that's going to be happy when you reach your goal. The one that's going to be happy when your dreams come true. And I also want you to send this to a mentor, an adult, a professional, a coach, a teacher, an aunt, an uncle, somebody that you look up to. All right, so I'm going to read that to you. This is what this text should read. My dream is to become a blank in life. I want you to always believe in me and hold me accountable. Then after you send this, you type in your mother, your father, your friend, your mentor, then push send. Now after your text is sent, you can turn your phones back on vibrate and put them back up. But it's important to communicate your dreams not only to yourself, but to those who have your best interests at heart. Those of you who for now put the word success, that's okay for now. Continue to gain exposure until you figure it out. When you realize your dream, text those people the same thing. But then put your specific dream in those texts instead of the word success. Because it's important that we dream and that everyone in this room understand the importance of realizing their dream. You see, with a dream, you know where you're going in life. With a dream, you become motivated to get to where you want to be in life. With a dream, you can find your purpose in life. When you dream, you understand the importance, the role of education and training now plays in your life to make your dreams come true. Dreaming makes you stay focused on doing the right thing. Now you go through life, you realize you have a lot to lose. I would rather live a life enjoying all of my dreams coming true instead of living a life feeling like I have nothing to lose. When you dream, you understand your value. You understand your value and respect yourself. Young men, when you understand your value, your pants start sagging because you start walking around like the professional you're soon to be. When you realize your dream, you find the positive crowd that also has dreams just like you. When you realize your dreams, you realize that it makes no sense to hate people that look just like me. It makes no sense to hate people that look just like me just because they live in a different neighborhood. When you realize your dream, you begin the journey to make all your dreams come true. I hope each of you realize your every dream. I want to tell you that I believe in you. I believe that all your dreams could come true. No dream is too big. I want to thank you for your time and inviting me to this conference, and make sure you take the time to realize every dream. Thank you.